of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Five is a mold.
Everybody had a chance to review the minutes of the May 14th town board meeting? Anybody have any requests for additions, corrections, deletions? If not, these are the clerk's minutes. I'd like to offer a moment of silence for my mother, Carol Fry. 91 years old, unexpectedly gone, but the reason I'm tying her to the town of Inlet is she was a summer employee of both Mary's Gift Shop and Rocky Point. She wouldn't like it if I told you what years. You can guess with 91 years old. She met my father at Rocky Point, and that's why you're stuck with me today. She loved playing bridge here with the seniors and eating the candy that Adele left out, and gave her money willingly to the other people that beat her every week. Moment of silence for my mother, Carol, please. Thank you very much. Public comment. Anybody in the public want to take the floor? John?
Just want to ask a question on the behalf of social media page I run, both Channel Lakes Voting Advocates, and also as a candidate for Town Web Council. Question continues to come up to many people about truck trailer parking with the boat launch. The boat launch in the town of Webb has closed off now to the public, which means that there's going to be a burden placed here at the state boat ramp. And people are asking if I have any knowledge of if parking is allowed in the town of Inlet. Are here for the day launching boats, and just want to also make you aware of those circumstances as well before the problem. When nice weather finally arrives.
For residents and those staying, for the week, 2 weeks or whatever, renting a place, we offer trailer parking up at Fern Park. If that becomes full, it'll be closed off. We already see the problem during the summer with people parking on the sidewalk, not understanding the signs that are there and where they're supposed to park. And no matter how many times we told the state of New York when they redid the boat launch, it wasn't going to be big enough. There's already holes in the fence where, the cars are having an issue backing their trailers.
Turning around.
It's
really not their fault though. The footprint's only so big of a lot.
No, but I had tried to tell the DEC that, there needs to be a boat launch in the other county. There needs to be a boat launch down there. And quite honestly, one of the perfect locations for it is off of Petrie Road, where they've got that little picnic area and whatever. There's a ton of back property that they could do something with, but they choose not to. Even, because again, as soon as they say they're going to do that, I'm sure the residents down there are going to be up in arms. Nobody wants anything in their backyard, but there needs to be more. So is it open to people to come up from Old Forge and dump trailers? First come, first serve. I think that's a fair statement.
Yeah, that's a fair statement. I mean, we're not, if it's full, it's full, but.
Thank you for acknowledging it.
Yes.
Being aware.
Okay.
It's going to be something that.
What led to the closure, Dan? Any idea what led to this closure down there?
I'm sorry?
What led to the closure down there?
Gentleman that owns Rivets apparently just decided he didn't want to make that available to the public.
I thought that was a public actual,
I'm not quite sure.
I mean, nobody wants the exposure.
maybe, I don't know, I thought that was a
I
public.
understand, I've been told there's a hole there that can't be filled that's off the launch that could create problems. So I don't know the exact reason. It's just hearsay.
Not that I'm willing to climb in, but okay, why not? He's also had issues with one neighbor that was trying to shut the driveway off. There's just a whole bunch of tight issues down there. And is that the best place for a state boat launch? Not really, but it'd be nice if they were launching boats. There had been a plan over where the old boat tours had been floated, but you saw what unfortunately happened with that gentleman who was in office at that point in time, had everything all lined up and got voted out of office. But anyways, thank you for the heads up.
John, is the parking at Bird Park short term or for the whole summer?
It's supposed to be short term. That said, I've noticed some boat trailers up there longer or whatever, but it's not meant to be if you own property where you can park a trailer, that you're leaving a trailer there. But I think we've got to put some teeth in that with the signage up there. We kind of started it as okay, you have that option there, but just like they found out down in Old Forge when they were doing trailer parking up at North Street, all of a sudden it's going to become an issue. And I got a funny feeling this year it's going to become an issue. We're going to have to address it differently.
They've already got trailers parked there in North Street. I saw them
There
earlier today.
is long-term storage available.
Correct. For a fee. And that's the thing that some people just, anyways, there are options. Thank you. Anybody else for public comment?
Can we reconsider I know it's on the agenda, the transfer station hours?
Sure.
9:30 in the morning really is inconvenient, and I wrote you an email.
Yep.
That described my situation, what happened.
Yep.
And I gotta imagine it's gonna happen to others. And just for the rest of y'all, what my situation was, we were cleaning up my mother-in-law's house and loaded my truck up with garbage. Knew I was gonna 5 o'clock deadline, or 6:45 deadline, 6 something, whatever, doesn't matter. I knew I was gonna miss it.
Yep.
Next morning, I figured big deal, no big deal. Next morning, I run over at 8 o'clock, get the crap out of my truck, get on with my day, pulled in and realized dirty. That's really, really inconvenient. And at the time, it didn't bother me that much. Then I got to thinking about implications at the caboose, other residents. I just really think that 9:30 is a bad starting point.
And I responded to you that I shared that with the board members, and it's one of the reasons it's on the agenda tonight. Anytime we make adjustments, it's going to have ramifications one way or the other.
Yep.
And talking amongst ourselves or to Sean or whatever, you want to take this? Or you want me to dive in?
Just, I mean, you know where I'm going, so, I mean, I can take it if you want.
What?
I mean, I could see your concerns in your letter, and I understand a lot better about the morning, trying to do stuff closer to the morning. We've got an 8-hour window at the dump. So if it shifts this way, it's gonna really impact people on the other end, people that work till 5 o'clock at night. If we were open 8 to 5, and then they're not gonna be able to get in there. So we've been talking about 8 to 5, we've been talking about 9 to 6, going back to a full hour lunch. So that opens up both ends. Okay, and then the other thing I'm talking about is, instead of closing 15 minutes before lunch and 15 minutes before close, just close the gate 5 minutes before. So that gives people time at either end. So I'm sure we're gonna have a discussion tonight about whether the 8 to 5 is the way to go, or the 9 to 6, or cut the difference at 8:30 to 5:30. Everybody's gonna be impacted no matter what we do. But we want to get it within that 8-hour window.
And it comes down to staffing and potential staffing, and a desire to go back to where we were before COVID. We were 9 to 6 for years, and it seemed to work.
Decades.
Yeah.
And we were closed a day a week.
Yeah, basically, you've got one full-time employee that's covering 5 days a week at 8 hours, and then another partial employee that's gonna cover those other 2, and then he can be utilized in other departments of the town. If we do the 10-hour thing, which is what we started after COVID, to try to keep people separated and only have one person up there, then that person only works 4 days. Now you got 3 days to cover, and we don't have that employee to be able to use for anything else. I mean, that's the bottom line. So you got one full-time employee up there and one part-time employee up there that can be utilized. He's not a part-time employee. He's full-time employee that's utilized partially here, partially at the highway, partially at parks.
I mean, a side issue, and I see he's in the audience. He's been trying to get a hold of me, and I've been trying to come up with something to where there's one person doing collection in town and helping out the restaurants or whatever, and clearing things out before we get busy. I had polled the board and asked, could we give him permission to have access, earlier so that he can get done and get out? And it comes down to OSHA and health and safety. He'd almost have to be an employee of the town in order for that to happen. I don't know if I'm allowed to say 10 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and pay him X number of dollars, if the comptroller would actually think that that constitutes the right thing. And would the board support that? I don't know. We're trying to find out different ways to do this. Take your letter very seriously. But Sean's point to all of us was, what about going back to the way we used to always do it? I mean, it's historically been there. It would work. And then quite honestly, we wouldn't mess with it other than probably closing down a couple of days a week during the winter season.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to address that when we get to it, but for now, at least we're 7 days, we're not closing a day a week. I mean,
But we'll take the temperature of the room too, because we are looking for input. Does 8 to 5 work better? Does 8:30 to 5:30 work better? Does 9 to 6 work better? I mean, the different board members have different feelings on this, and I'm going to let them all speak too. But what's the public's thought? Carl, since you sent the letter.
Well, I mean, so I guess it was 12 because I didn't know what hours were prior to COVID.
Okay.
Which is weird because I lived here prior to COVID. I guess maybe I really wasn't running prior to it. So anyhow,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm spoiled. I like the old hours. I like them a lot. And I gave it a good amount of thought, and speaking personally and maybe a little selfishly, I would prefer seeing 10-hour days and maybe close on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Wednesday, Thursday. I really hate, by the way, the winter hours where you close on.
See, try this.
Like
Like I say, you take that operation window out of there. I get it.
Yeah.
Believe me, I do.
Yeah.
I like the old ones too. If we're gonna cut back, I get it. So we're all trying to tailor here what.
Yeah.
If anybody was parked outside there in the first couple of years we did that, you would have seen me pull up the wrong day too. So, I get where the confusion comes in. I honestly do.
And I realize that it's just, so new way of doing things takes adjustment. But I mean, after I thought about it, I just think that I need to adjust. I just don't know how much adjustment really can put on town people, business people, with a 9 or 9:30 start. That's just, I mean, I open at 8, so I could sneak away from the caboose for the 10 minutes it takes me to run up and get rid of the dump, get to the dump from the prior night's garbage if I leave it inside the caboose all night long. Which is yucky.
Which is what we're trying not to do because of bears and raccoons, and that's how we got to the dump hours to get it out of the park. I remember that.
And that's why I love the 7 or 7:30, whatever it was, because I could get clothes and I could get to the dump that night. But there's no way I could do it at 9:30. That's the middle of my breakfast. And being one of the only people in town who there for breakfast, that's, I can't do that.
What time do you close?
We close at 4.
You could get there by.
Oh, right now I can. I used to be open until 7.
Okay.
But for the summer, you're gonna do the breakfast and lunch routine.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, morning hours are great because Screaming Eagle, Archie's, the ice cream place, I have to be out of there before 9 o'clock because the trucks, delivery, well, the Ace is opening, there's people piled right there. So there's times when I'm at the dump, 8 o'clock, there's 5, 6 cars behind me waiting. I get there now at 9 o'clock, I count 20 cars pull in and out, will throw their trash in back by trailer while I'm waiting.
I hope you bill them.
I say, they're right there, they're in the hurry to get out. So
It's really a great service we provided. It's unfortunate we gotta potentially cut back.
I just don't see,
Would there be an opportunity to hire another employee at the transfer station?
We're trying to cut back that.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
don't
we,
think
otherwise we
any
could have just
of
left it
the
alone.
employees could
I think
have-
if we left it alone, but if we're trying to
Yeah.
cut back.
Carl?
Is there also a possibility that maybe, and when I say survey, I don't necessarily mean go around polling people, but survey the traffic through the dump and see when the busy hours are. And if Benny's right, and you're seeing 20 cars there at 9 o'clock in the morning, that's gotta tell us something.
Well, and that's,
Probably see all day how many people. go on.
well,
Pete said 8 a.m.
yeah, Pete said that he feels earlier the better. That's when I talked to him today, that's what he said. He
and,
said 8 to 5 is the best plan.
and quite honestly, the lowest amount of time, if you're looking, would be in the evening.
Especially the campers, the two state parks. They're there in the morning.
Peggy?
So what about 8 to 12 and 2 to 6? And they have a 2-hour lunch instead of a 1.
What's the split?
You can get from where, and we're not trying to gear this just to the employee, but from an employee standpoint, that makes a rather
Long day.
long day.
A long day.
And quite honestly, we've been getting beat up over the last couple of years. Can we take the hour lunch and make it a half an hour lunch so I can leave?
Right, that was the concession that we did to try to squeeze it in, but I think they got.
And now we've lost
the hour
that
lunch.
service area.
Yeah, we gotta go back to the hour lunch.
And, you know,
It was just a thought.
yeah, I,
Somebody's not gonna be happy no matter what you do. There's morning people, there's afternoon people. There's no way you can cover it all. I think.
And if we left it alone, we're not happy, I guess.
Historic hours.
Because we're losing.
Well,
40 grand.
I think the choice is historic hours, or do we go 8 to 5?
Or 8:30 to 5:30. It's
Split the
split
difference.
it on both ends.
That way the guy that works till 5 can get to the dump. I mean, otherwise a working class person
Yeah.
is never going there. He just.
It
on
worked
his
for
day
years,
off,
for decades, it was 9 to 6.
The one thing I don't want to do is to keep playing ping pong like this.
Yeah, we need to settle it.
That's why Sean's argument was that original was 9 to 6 for how many years? 20 years?
Forever, yeah.
I
So
started
fourth-
28 years ago and that's.
Right, so almost three decades, we ran 9 to 6, and everybody seemed to get by. Everybody seemed to get in them. 7 days a week in the summer.
I'll do any one, I mean. But we need to, one of those three is what we gotta be, so.
I have a show of hands for who thinks 8 to 5 is a good idea.
Rock Point standards.
Oh, yeah, and keep your hands up so I can count, please.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Well, it's the majority.
That is a majority,
Yep.
and yeah, I know that's an unscientific poll, and more people are gonna wish they were here, or maybe some of you are gonna wish you weren't here.
People could come,
Mhm.
right? And
Well, you guys feel.
I like the old hours myself.
6, right?
I like 9 to
Sure.
6,
Yeah.
because it was that late, it worked.
Everybody, including the council.
Yeah, I like the early hours.
Well, that's the split that Herb was talking about.
That's about the
That-
split,
That was the
you know.
split. I guess if you're gonna split it,
I was for keeping it later, and then I read your letter, and I can see where you're coming from with people on the early end, and you and other, so I've switched to the early. But I'll be willing to do the 8:30 to 5:30 to split it.
But you could still pick up early and just not take it there till 9, right?
Yeah, I could.
I mean, have a cup of coffee and then take
Then
it
I
up.
gotta get a bigger trailer and get right there on Main Street and everything.
How many days a week are you doing it?
I do 6.5 days a week during the summer, every day.
But you could still collect it early, and just not take it till it opened to 9. I mean,
Yeah,
how long does it take you to collect it?
yeah, then I got, cause I still have 3 other places.
Oh, I see. You can't put it all in one load, you're saying.
Before 9 o'clock.
I see. What you're saying. You can't get it all in one load.
Before all the deliveries and of course Khalil's and Ace opens right at 8. so-
Right.
Just so there's not a bottleneck at the gate, I'm wondering if we could ask our transfer station employee to show up 15 minutes early to let them in.
What happens at the end of the day then? Did you leave early?
We might have an employee building some comp time for the winter or something like that.
You know, that if you did a comp time situation for 10 weeks of summer, that may be an answer to help with this without having to hire another employee or pay overtime or do whatever I can't, because in the off season, you could certainly fix that.
And quite honestly, and I've been accused of this before, we are setting a precedent. And I'm not trying to create somebody in competition with you, but if anybody else wanted to do what you were doing, that they would have to be offered the same concession. Would you have a problem with that?
Yeah.
Would 15 minutes earlier, that way, I don't know. There's a bunch of things to consider there, but I honestly think because you are providing the service, number one, we don't have to hire a garbage truck. And you're clearing the streets earlier than when the delivery, there's a whole bunch of things that.
Yeah, but you're doing this for everybody, the 15 minutes earlier, not just for him. Cause that's what I would say. If you're gonna do the.
What are you shaking your head on?
Yeah.
Keep it simple. All right, I'm trying, I don't want people throwing that more garbage on his trailer when he's sitting there waiting to go in.
Yeah,
Don't mind.
yeah.
It's part of being part of the community.
All right, fine. 8:30 to 5:30?
Okay,
Like a good count.
I'll make this motion.
I'll second.
8:30 to 5:30.
Yeah, half hour.
We'll go with it. We split the difference.
Hour lunch,
Wow.
hour lunch. And we are gonna ditch the close 15 minutes before lunch and 15 minutes before close. And the new rule will be 5 minutes, the gate closes 5 minutes before lunch and 5 minutes
Before
before
close.
close. So if you show up there, less than 5 minutes before, you're gonna get turned away.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
Any further discussion?
Effective when? Wasn't in the motion.
When can you get the sign painted?
I haven't changed the sign.
All right.
I don't blame you.
Have the little replaceable.
Monday?
Monday,
Monday.
Monday.
I would give everybody a chance to absorb it,
Monday.
Yeah, I don't think they're used to the new hours.
No.
No, I don't think they are anyway either.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Who seconded it? Okay.
Opposed? All carried unanimously. Thanks, folks.
Thank you, guys.
Anything else for public comment? There's another one at the end of the meeting if you don't mind waiting until then.
If we were still with the mural, are we moving forward with that? Out on the front?
So I knew we were gonna put it on the wall over here,
Right.
but I haven't heard anything since. So,
I'll meet with Mike and we'll feel him out on that one, I guess.
Well, not feel them out, tell them what's going on the wall over here.
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
I think he'll be good with it. I do.
It's not feeling them out, it's going on the wall over here.
Yeah.
We made that decision at the last meeting.
Yeah,
actually.
so the question is just when.
When?
Okay.
Whatever his time.
If he needs help getting it down here or whatever, or.
And I have a key to the school, so he can have a key for me to get in the school.
Very good. Yep, Peggy? Okay,
You know, if the scoreboard at the softball field is working properly?
Should be.
That number was not. It was really-
It wasn't working?
The remote was struggling, so
Oh.
I think they fixed it at the end of this season.
Okay.
We haven't tried it yet. The softball, they-
hopefully it is.
okay.
Anything else? Moving on. Highway. Peg, you're it, sir.
All garbage and recyclables, check roads after rainstorms, swept downtown parking lots in Toby. Raked and got the most of the Plains Road ready for the season, gates opened on time. We took delivery of the large culvert that we install on Uncas Road, probably be this fall after Labor Day. We cold patched holes on 7th Lake, 6th Lake, South Shore roads. Reshaped beach at Arrowhead Park. Hung hometown hero banner signs or banners and American flags on poles. Called in a location request to get utilities marked to start on Townsend Trail. Called gravel for the Townsend Trail. Brush Week was a success with 13 different stops plus branches that have fallen on the roadside. We mowed Toby, Townsend, Town and County roadside grass. Pushed off the stump dump, serviced some of our equipment. Took the plow frame off of 203 and made ready to haul. Assisted Town of Webb with their paving. Thanks to Kip for driving the truck. I'd like to thank the DOT for painting the crosswalk on the Elaine Townsend Trail. And the signs will be going up soon. I checked with DOT about the speed study on Uncas Road. It is still in the works and they're talking about it being done soon. Coming up, we're gonna haul garbage and recyclables, start work on the Elaine Townsend Trail, stripe the parking lots, mow roadside grass, and get the Rock Dam Road open in Moose River Plains. And I would like to get the board approval to surplus our 2013 F-250 pickup truck to sell in Auckland International.
Sure, it's excess.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
That's the one Chip's using now, though, right?
The red one, my old truck.
You don't need anything from us until we accept the bid or not, but please place it, see what it's worth on Auctions International.
Okay, I will do that. And that's all I have for highway.
I don't know if you saw what I put on the agenda, the piece about South Shore Road.
Yeah,
We had a concerned resident write into Tracy. Tracy responded, I thought reasonably. I'm not happy with the fact that, monies had been diverted away from the South Shore Road because he had been promising me the last 2 years they were going to do something with the road. I'm holding his feet to the fire that it's happening next year. Did you see one of the responses that they were hoping for some cold patch or anything on some of the holes, right?
I cold patched the holes. I mean, you could spend days.
You could.
patching that road to
You
be
could.
perfect, and I'm not. I've got other things that
I'm,
if the county wants to come down and cold patch it, they can.
well, and that's kind of where I was going. That maybe, I don't know if,
Done the big holes to make it smooth and perfect. I just don't have time to do that right now.
if you're talking to Tracy, that maybe, if they could send one truck down and take a look at that. I mean, I know they're doing it elsewhere.
I mean, I know the bad holes are filled.
But, if they came down with some leftover hot mix or some of that other grinding stuff and put it in there, it might hold up a little better than cold
I
patch.
will.
It's worth the conversation.
I will reach out to.
Thank you, sir. Transfer recycling.
Open 7 days a week. We've already discussed the hours. Building is neat and orderly. Please only put cardboard in the cardboard bin. We've been getting complaints from the transfer station in Indian Lake of paper products like cereal boxes, paper, stuff that shouldn't be in there, styrofoam in our loads.
Yeah, I think some of the styrofoam is coming from people that get stuff in boxes.
That's probably.
You gotta take the styrofoam out of the boxes and put that in the garbage. It can't stay in the cardboard boxes when it goes into that bin.
Because they are finding it and I get nasty email or messages and pictures. So yeah, if we could do that, that'd be great. And please enter the building before proceeding to the outside bins. And if you have any questions or need assistance at the transfer station, please ask the attendant. We're here to help. That's all I have.
Very good.
Would it be advantageous to maybe have a sign there?
There is.
Cardboard?
I believe there is some.
I don't know if we've added one on the styrofoam yet, but the signs are multiplying fast and furious up there. Because, we've found garbage in the plastics and
Paint,
metal.
paint in the recycling bin.
Paint, one of the things.
Sometimes.
What's that?
My son jumps right in there and cleans the outs.
Please ask him not to do that. As much as it's appreciated, please no. All right, moving on, living 80K.
$18,279 remains. Any thoughts on?
Have that.
Yes, I'll be
Sorry.
getting, I'll be getting
Sorry.
something to take that,
Okay,
hopefully, yep.
all right, sounds good. For the second year, we're actively supporting Fulton Chain Rendezvous as their fiscal sponsor for the Antique Classic Boat Show, which is being held on July 12th. So we love supporting that event because I would hate to see it go away. It's been around. Great. Event. Yeah. we're actively picking up a lot of raffle prizes for the Fern Park Alzheimer's fundraiser on June 21st. We really appreciate many businesses in both Inlet and Old Forge having been very generous to offer up gifts that we can raffle off, raise more money. Thanks for that. We are making an effort to connect families and individuals to the Hamilton Health Food Voucher Program. With Adele's help, she's got the vouchers, and we're just trying to send people her way to take advantage of that, and also identifying families or individuals through Inlet Community Church who would benefit from our Old Forge Farmers Market voucher token. We received a new shed for the market storage area, which the funds were donated. It was delivered last week, and we're very pleased to have it. And the market starts on June 20th, 1 to 5, rain or shine. And then I mentioned, I think back in April, that Living Aid had submitted a grant, and it was a successful grant application to the Adirondack Foundation. It's a 3-year with $50,000 a year. It covers our region of Woodgate through Racket Lake, which is basically the town of Webb school district. The idea is to hire a community resource navigator. Co-applicants were the town of Webb School, Nichols Church, Old Forge Library, Community Wellness Partners, and View. And the goal is to have this navigator work with all resources and nonprofits, including, Inlet, Area Community Task Force, Racket Lake resources. Again, we're trying to connect that navigator to all of the resources who can then connect it to residents, and in an effort to, I guess, hopefully solve some social isolation issues or feeling disconnected. So more to come on that. We were very happy to be one of the 4 grant recipients out of 12 applications of the North Country. So I think that was a great opportunity. And because of that, we had to, there was a mandatory leadership convening workshop at the Blue Mountain Center for the grant recipients. So that was 2.5 days of our time at the end of May. So they take it seriously. Again, hopefully we can hire someone in the community that's very community, people friendly, oriented, job description being created, but I think it would be great opportunity for someone, in our expanded community to have a way to work between resources and residents.
Perfect.
Good.
Thank you. Fern Park Master Plan.
Yeah, I've talked to Owen Littlefield, our surveyor, and he's done the groundwork. And I hope to get a map by the next burn.
Very good. Yeah.
Hopefully. It's moving a little bit slow.
Communications. Denny, do you have any happy
A little
update?
bit. At our monthly meeting a few weeks back, Hamilton is moving quite briskly. Their most of their equipment, or all of their equipment, is installed. The racks are in. Microwave is active, which was good because they were coming up against the FCC deadline to get them active. So they are. Their two-way equipment is not active yet, but it's all installed, being tested. They have work to do, which they're working directly with AT&T engineers to locate one of their antennas because of a slight conflict. Probably have
AT&T got dropped down.
And I think they went a little higher, and it's not going by the original plan. It's not. I don't think it's AT&T's fault.
Gotcha.
But I believe everything's amenable, and there's really no huge downside to this for anyone.
From what
There's just a little delay.
From what they said at county, it's just basically allowing another bracket to be placed someplace differently.
Correct. Yeah, because that again, the Hamilton and Herkimer separated, and wasn't on that original plan to be like.
Gotcha.
Herkimer is another story. They've done nothing. And it does not appear that they have any plans to complete
by the end of the year. And I don't understand it. I'm not a politician. I just know that, they're not guaranteeing anything, which I didn't ask for a warranty, but I said, could you just give me an idea? Do you think you can get this done? They said, we don't think we can get it done. If anyone in the public safety sector is well aware that there's a serious problem, communications, why the tower's there. It's now people say, well, why is it so bad now? It's like, well, you just forget because in the winter, there's no leaves on the trees. So we get away with a lot more leaves around the trees, and atmospheric conditions are worse. And it's at the bottom where it is. And this is why we did all this work. I will meet with them again and, say, look, the facilities are there. You're just literally everything has been almost spoon fed. Hamilton paid for their microwave. It benefits both, but they paid for it out of their grant money and other funds. And they went up, did all the electrical work. So it's literally bring your stuff in here.
Did they ever order the stuff?
I can't tell you if they did.
Cause I mean, if it's down to that and we need to order something and cause we were hoping they were gonna pay for some of it because, of our deal with them.
Had a deal.
We don't know what we're lacking them.
Yeah, and a lot of it was JBJ speaking for the county, because there wasn't necessarily somebody with the technical expertise, so they're kind of relying on him. But I know the reality is this is it's politics, but the money has to come first before.
I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but there's one of the guys at CNS that can be a pretty good pit bull. Not Eric, the other guy.
Steve?
Anyways,
It warrants more conversation, so I'll make for sure that maybe you could be on the call and
Yeah.
make sure that
get this other guy from CNS on the call, maybe, other than Eric.
yeah. I mean, I understand their contractors pushed, at the moment they're working on large projects. But our project, they knew it was happening. They knew it was.
It's a planned project, right?
Our project was gonna be ready. Yes, it is delayed significantly, but last fall, they knew they could have started working over the winter, which they did not.
All right, let's,
Already decided was that, you approved to have the highway, move up there on a temporary antenna. So I have arranged, but I have to thank county again. Hamilton has put up a spare antenna that will become a spare, but we can use it on a lower level for highway. And I plan to do it before the winter flies, obviously, because that's when trails need it.
were you able to get your antenna up there for the black fly?
I don't believe that. I mean, we'll be up there in our comm van, which we do every year,
But not on the tower.
not likely on the tower. I mean, we'll investigate. We're actually going tomorrow to look,
Okay.
and see. There are some antennas that are there, and I don't want to disturb anything or get in anybody's way. I know anything's not active, but
I hear you. All right, we'll circle back
we are moving forward.
slowly.
And then secondary to that, I talked to T-Mobile. I'm still in negotiating with them to get them to update their shape files. A number of calls are going to Hamilton County through T-Mobile. Fortunately, the life alert things and those I'm falling down ones, a lot of them are T-Mobile. So and we're seeing in the last few weeks, a couple calls went to Hamilton. It really was messed up. They didn't have the address right, and then the address kept moving, and it was really a mess.
Do we need to send them another copy of our law?
I have it.
Yeah.
You do? Thank you.
Oh, no, it's already been sent. It's just people on it. And I'm trying to be nice to them because they do offer an excellent service, and they have a lot of programs for the firemen and stuff. So I'm also working on getting that so that they real cheap phones, if not almost free, and good deals on the communications for the ambulance and things like that. So they like to do those programs. So
Keep trying.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
Is there any contact within Herkimer County legislature or anything that can help be a part of a conversation? Just asking.
I don't know if Don Hale could be a a contact down there, but it probably couldn't hurt.
What would you, and I can reach out to him, who should he speak with? Should he get a download from Denny, from you?
I don't know that, like, I've never dealt with anyone in the legislature, you know, we just depended on the emergency management
Right.
office.
It would depend.
And,
The equipment?
Don might be able to tell you who's the person in charge of that committee.
yeah, I'm not gonna check.
And then to go from there, because, you know, one of the other things that we've always tried to tread carefully on is to not, you know, be the bull in the china shop with that right off the bat. You know,
But also, if it's looking at it from another angle, a lot of this tower is helping Herkimer County. It's helping Big Moose, Eagle Bay.
Right.
It's all part of their, that if he's
Filling some
representative,
voids.
the north part of Herkimer County, he probably could politely ask some questions, maybe.
it's safe to say it's going to help more residents of Herkimer County than it will Hamilton County, even in the summer. You know, it just the way the tower is angled and where the population lays. So that would be an angle to help with maybe Don Hill and whoever the committee chair for emergencies.
Chair for emergency services?
Communicate, emergency. I don't know what they call it. Either emergency communicate, whoever's in charge of like the 911.
Yeah. Emergency operations, whatever. There's
Must be a title for it somewhere.
Don would be able to tell you.
Ways and means. FYI.
I think John Stackhouse will put on. Or John, what's his name? John?
See-
From Herkimer County 911. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
does he hit?
he might have, he might,
The guy that said it can't be done, so
right.
He does work for that guy?
Al runs the whole place.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyways. Public hearing has been remained open from March 12th on the 5-year update to Inlet's comprehensive master plan. We had said we were going to keep it open to the June meeting. Do we have any desire to keep it open to the July meeting, or do you think it's apropos to adopt and move forward? Adele, you were the architect on a lot of this stuff.
Or nothing.
To change it in the next 5 years. So you have 5
Yeah,
years.
Nothing at all.
The public hearing is still open. Did anybody in the public have anything they wanted to say on the 5-year update? If not, I would accept the motion to close the public hearing.
Offered.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Councilman, Schmidt,
Aye.
Councilman Brownsell.
Aye.
Supervisor Fry,
Aye,
Councilman Levy,
Aye.
and Councilman Townsend.
very good.
But get a cleaned up version done and website.
Well, that was just closing the public hearing.
It'll eventually get cleaned up and
No,
posted.
would somebody like to make a motion to adopt the update?
Oh,
I'll move that.
Moved by Dan, seconded by Tim. Discussion? I'd like to thank Adele and anybody that put input in on it. This is how many? This is our 4th update? Might be the 5th. Anyway, it's been a long-standing thing. We've gotten very good things out of this in the past. If it isn't in the plan, it won't help us. So to have things in the plan means a lot. Roll call vote, please.
Oh, Councilman Brownsell.
Aye.
Councilman Schmidt,
Aye.
Supervisor Fry,
Aye.
Councilman Levy,
Aye.
Councilman Townsend.
She still knows all our names. Passes. Thank you again. Planning board updates? Anything from the planning board?
thank you.
Okay.
Nothing new, still talking about signs, still talking about. Still talking about
Excuse me.
short-term rentals.
One thing that we might be sending back towards the planning board as you're looking at signs or anything like that, I've got it down under my report, but I'll dive on it now. I've been getting a lot of comments from people on commercial property use concerns, unsightly conditions, noise conditions. How long has it been since we may have looked at updating or having a strong tooth noise ordinance?
We don't have a noise ordinance because we've
We
Rely on
shadow the
county.
county, we shadow the county.
Is it possibly time that we might want to have one? Just send that back to the planning board if you could, that it's a question from the town board. Is that fair?
Sure. yeah.
Sure.
And the other thing is, in meeting with a couple of residents recently on, commercial property concerns, our codes office feels somewhat that their hands are tied as to how far they can go and say, rather than just requesting you clean up your property, could you please do more? And I didn't know if there's anything that we could possibly do to strengthen that. And some of it, quite honestly, almost approaches the health and safety concerns of the neighborhood that they're in. I'm not looking to restrict commercial business, but just like we did with the short-term rental plan where, you've got blended communities. Our town has residents in commercial. We've got some home commercial operating in residential areas. And with the Airbnbs, we all know that they're operating wherever they want if they've got a permit. But that law's got some teeth in it as to if you rent someplace, you're supposed to provide us with the information. I think more could be done to help relieve some of the questions that neighbors have even that live within a commercial zone. I don't know if that's a fair statement, but send that back to the
Sure.
planning board as well.
Planning board's next meeting is June 25th. Anyone is welcome to come to the meeting with those concerns.
I'm just asking you to give them the heads up, and I'm gonna try and make it myself. Trails. Chip had sent pictures of the new gate installed at the end of the Gilbert Road. I don't think I have anything else for trails. Do you have anything else?
No.
The gate,
Yeah.
Yeah,
New gate installed.
Chip sent me a text. The gate, he mentioned, he finished up working on the trails for the bike race, fixing the rust on the old Parks truck. Sean already mentioned that he helped haul blacktop for 3 days and fix the trail over at Youth Bay Village.
and from what he told me today, thank you for reminding about the trail for the black fly. I from what he says, it's in really good shape right now. They pulled quite a few rocks out of it. York raking it, rolling it, going over it. So
Done something, because they said it was bad before. so.
it was bad before. So hopefully we'll hear good things. Town clerk report. Tag, you're at.
My financial report is $3,852.50. Kind of a combination of many things. I don't want to speak for you, Ken, but do you want to ask them? Or do you want me to bring it up? The picnic day? Do you want somebody here, there, from here?
Historically, we've had somebody from the town. Give an update on the 6-7 Lake Association meeting. It's 10 o'clock, August 2nd. And I know, John, you've been there in the past.
Yep.
Have some representative, that would be perfect.
Herb said he really wanted to do it this year.
How did that happen?
Where I'm gonna be on August 2nd?
No, Alaska.
Alaska.
So much for that.
Just
No.
saying.
I know I probably have been ditching a couple of emails and I apologize. I would like to try and make it. So put me down and you may have to have somebody pry me out of the house to get me there, but yes, I would like to do it.
Is that all you had? Yes. Okay, great. The last thing I have is workers' comp. The premium was gonna go increase to about $102,000 for our workers' comp policy. I have a quote that I got from Comp Alliance for $48,065 based on the same payroll, based on everything exactly the same.
Same exposures.
Same exposures, absolutely everything the same. They saw our loss runs. They know everything. There's no hiding anything. They're aware of everything. And we can save over $50,000. I just need a motion to change if you're willing to change.
And the Comp Alliance is part of the Associations of Towns of New York State, which is basically self-insurance by all the towns, villages, and local governments. They've got a long track record for this. we had already switched, thank you for she updated me earlier on. NYMER, we use for our liability insurance. We've been with them for almost 7 years now. And that's borne us quite a bit of savings that way too. So I'd actually like to make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, great.
Further discussion? All in favor? Aye, opposed, so carried. Good find. Thank you.
Effective when, Bonnie? You gotta,
July 1st. And I've already put NICEF on notice that they could potentially be canceled. Okay, that's all I had. I'm sorry.
Okay, and I already discussed my commercial property use things, nothing to report out on the recreational easement, still looking at that. And there is no executive session. There had been something going on, but it was determined that it was unfounded accusation, so nothing further to report on that. Brings us to public comment. Second one, Peggy.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask about the 911 numbers again. Know that it got pushed back, but is there gonna be notifications sent to everyone so they don't get signs made?
Very soon.
Mhm.
We just put in one number today for a new property on Gilbert Road. Herkimer is looking it over one more time. John Stafford, I just printed him out a list of any changes that we've made in the last few months for like property sales or new owners. And it should be soon.
But they haven't told us when.
I don't have a fine. I think Herkimer has to approve it, like the power that be is the same that we're talking to about power. And then John's been working diligently and trying to get a format letter that will put in your old address, show you what your new address is gonna be. And we're gonna do a mailing as soon as we get the final approval.
Yeah, I think Andrew said, you're probably gonna wait till September to do that mail.
It could-
Yeah, the letter,
Point though, too, like maybe something should be out there saying, don't make a sign this summer because in September, you're gonna have a
Right.
new number.
yeah, the letter could go out at any point they're ready.
Right.
But the actual day that it's gonna start is a day that's picked, November 1st, October 1st, first of the year, so that people have time to prepare and think about what they're doing. Once the number changes, your old number's still gonna work. Call 911 and you don't know what your new number is, whatever, they're gonna have, their system will have both numbers and they'll work with that right on through. So it'll be hopefully seamless. But the letters could come out as soon as they're ready, but they're gonna say effective a date that's at least a few months away.
Right, and
Yeah.
the other people that have to be notified are gonna be like your UPS, FedEx, right? The Niagara Mohawk. So it's coordinating all of those.
Well, I knew that was all gonna happen. I just wanted to know if you were gonna do it ahead of time, like we talked about last.
Like I said before, we have the numbers now that are probably 98% right. So if you want to know your number, and anybody from our office, like where people have changed hands and stuff, we've already told them, don't make new signs. Or if they make a sign, make it so the number can be changed. You know how they have the property and then the number can come off and put a new number. But
We can put it like something out on social
Yeah.
media
Yeah.
saying, hey, don't change your signs.
They're gonna change, so.
Yeah.
Maybe something on the,
If they did get the letter, like, mail the letter now, that says your number's gonna change, it's not gonna be effective for a few months, but they at least have the heads up that their number's. gonna
as
change.
soon as
We'll
we
use
approve
text
the
Michael.
final numbers, we're ready.
Yes, as soon as they sign up.
any other questions? All right, hearing none, motion to pay the bills, highway,
so move. Second.
discussion? All in favor?
Right,
Opposed, so carried. Motion to pay general and sewer,
offered.
discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so carried. Next meeting's July 9th. See everybody then, if not before.